All right, test, and I think we are good to go. Hey everybody, Michael here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. Sorry, my dog is bouncing on my back. Bitcoin's breaking out, Ethereum's breaking out. We got a lot of stuff breaking out here today, so I think it's fair to talk about it as much as possible. I'm talking about the stock market as well. Some news out there: eToro, Bitcoin, some eToro and Twitter and Elon Musk. Whole swath to talk about here. And hey, Bradius, Cassandra, thanks for joining back up on the Ruby level here. And hey, Ivan, happy to see you back. I am standing up today, so you guys may see Loki trying to hop on my back because he can't get up here like he normally does. Oh, hold on a second. Let's see. I have a trade over here I put out a few minutes ago. I want to know if I should probably close this out before I start talking with you guys. Or I should be fine for now, I guess. What's Bitcoin doing in a holding pattern? Yeah, I'll put it over here for now, and if I need to close it, I'll just close it out there. But hey, Wilder Studios, hey, Djin King, and hey, Larry Summers. Hope you guys are all doing good. Just so you guys know, I might X out of a trade here in a second, so just bear with me. Loki's very upset that he can't see you guys, so maybe, I don't know. Loki. Oh, well, he's peeking his head up here to try to find something. There you go. You found something? Okay, there you go. You guys can see him. All right. See, okay, go Loki, go play. Yeah, see, he just hit his water bowl. Let me go back over here very fast so I can make sure everything's working out okay. And there we go. Okay, so first of all, let's start off with Bitcoin here. You can see a smaller breakout, if you will, something more like that. Nice little pop off here. This is just the 5-minute chart, but it's a pretty significant move, everybody. I know over the last let's call it 24 hours, you guys have seen a lot of stuff pop off. We see, this is something I bought earlier this morning, this Space ID thing, or I bought last night and it popped off this morning. I've been trying to find some of those smaller market cap tokens that I can play with on some of these exchanges, and it was on our fair desk, so I gave it a shot. Okay, but in the last 24 hours, you got Arbitrum up 23%. I also got some of that one. I only bought this because one of you guys told me to buy, and I've been buying high, selling, buying low, selling high, buying low, selling low, and I just sold off all of my Arbitrum here, so hopefully it doesn't go up to like $2, $3. I'll feel really stupid at that point. However, let me go back over here to numbers. You see Bitcoin over the last 24 hours is up 2.5%. Ethereum has rocketed. I think this is the news of the day right now, everybody. We knew that Ethereum broke out a few days before Bitcoin. We had talked about it, but Ethereum was kind of fading as we were kind of figuring out this CPI data and such. But look at that. Ethereum continues on the breakout there. Let's actually show this very fast. I don't even have that line anymore. And was the block I was using? That was probably a block I was using. For now, it doesn't matter too much. But we do have another breakout as far as Ethereum is concerned. If we go over here to the 50-minute chart, it looks pretty much like Bitcoin. We are going to start hitting some longer-term levels of resistance here. I still think overall we're in a good spot. Ethereum doesn't have that same type of resistance level like a Bitcoin would. Let me make sure these lines are a little bit thicker for us so you guys can see what's going on. But things are looking relatively good. And remember what we talked about, I think it was on Sunday or so, maybe even last Friday. This death cross here on the weekly chart, it's hitting both Bitcoin and Ethereum. It may be getting ready to hit other types of altcoins out there besides Ethereum. But to me, you know, the big ones are Ethereum and Bitcoin here. So as we're seeing these golden crosses here, I do think you're seeing a lot of people get very excited about it. And so you're seeing a lot of people that have had money on the sidelines for a long time. Maybe they didn't dollar cost average, et cetera, et cetera. They're starting to pump their money back in there, okay? One other thing here. This is something you guys can do that's pretty easy, you know, at home. Go back in time a little bit and start adding some of these Fibonacci extension levels here. We're getting closer and closer to hitting that one target here, that 2,220. If I wanted to sell off any Ethereum, which I don't because Ethereum is my long-term thing, but if I was looking to short Ethereum at this point, usually that one target price is really where I like to strike. So just keep it in mind. I think if you even double down on it, go over here to the high over there, yeah, it matches up with another one right there. So I'm watching that 2,200 level fairly closely. Now, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, when you do the same type of technical analysis here, a little bit different because we didn't have that banking crisis, but We've already broken through that one. And again, you guys know I scale out, tend to do it early. That next stop right here is around 31,675 or 31,926 actually, according to the chart. So I'm watching it closely, especially since we just had another golden cross here between that 20-week and 50-week moving average. I'm not going to get bearish. I mean, you guys know long term I'm bearish about Bitcoin only because of the economy. But until we start breaking down below this trend and whatever trend we kind of pop up right here, I'm not going to go too heavy on shorts unless Bitcoin gets back up here. Let me just draw a little bit of a block here. Until we get back up to $33,000, $34,000, if we even get that high at all. I'll be waiting for a breakdown, maybe on the 4-hour chart or something before I make that move. But right now, we're trying to make another pop. We'll see how much further we get up there. Maybe in the next few minutes, we end up getting up to $31,000 or so. That might be kind of fun. But give it some time, everybody. Looks like day traders that are trading for like less than 24 hours, that's where I've been making the majority of my profits. I have not been holding for more than a day. I just haven't been doing it. And it's been working out so far. One of the reasons I haven't been able to stream the last 2 nights is because I've been having very bad sleep schedule. And so last night I did not get any sleep. So you may notice that I am still talkative, but maybe not as fast as talkative as I normally is. That's because I got 0 sleep last night. And I'm trying to get my sleep schedule back ever since I got back from Vegas like a week and a half ago. So I've been doing a lot of day trading at night while playing video games, which has been very good because a lot of the big moves, a lot of the concerns happen at night. And then in the morning, that's when everything really starts to take off as soon as the American time zone opens up, right? So I think a good example of that might be, there's this token right here that I'm trading currently. It's only up $100, but it's called ID token. I've been trading this thing all throughout the night. You can see middle of the night right here, consolidation. Then, in the morning, starts to peak back up a little bit more, like pretty much this takes your attention. You wait for the pullback. And then as you're kind of chilling, playing video games, you can see it slowly start to rise. And you just make sure your stop loss is pretty far down. So it's a pretty aggressive trade. Again, this ID token is not known to have a whole bunch of market cap there. But this is something I've been trading for a while. I traded this pop over here a while ago. I just bought back up here, hoping to see something for a little bit of a longer term here. But again, we'll have to see. My stop loss is pretty, I don't actually have a stop loss in this one, but I should put one on there. It'll be pretty tight here. I don't really want to risk any of the gains I made over the past few hours here. But yeah, so you're seeing a whole bunch of stuff really pop off in the last 24 hours. ADA is up 5-6%. Dogecoin's up 6%. I think Dogecoin is up right now, guys, because of this news that Twitter is going to be partnering with eToro, and Twitter is going to be something more of a financial app. I know that's been part of the goal here, but it seems like now there's some traction of what's going on. So you're going to see Twitter partner with eToro, and then I think over the next few months, you're going to see Twitter launch, relaunch Vine on the platform there. And then on top of that, you're going to see, some type of payment system built in there too, like an actual bank. I'm not entirely sure how that one's going to work out yet, but I feel like the Dogecoin part of this is like the most difficult thing to implement within Twitter. But things are moving along. If you guys are in the Elon Musk sphere of influence, like the Dogecoin, the baby Dogecoin, the Dogelon Mars, stuff like that, they all seem to be very receptive to this news about the eToro partnership with Twitter. And I think they're going to be doing some really cool stuff. Will I be using it? No, right? However, maybe if you want to just do some spot trading, I think that'd be a great alternative to Coinbase, right? Especially because I think eToro is based out here in America, if I'm not mistaken. Don't hold me to that. But I think that'd be a good little sign right there. And the fact that if Elon Musk can try to figure out the way of the regulations, he can have a bank. That way you guys can easily transfer your cryptocurrency into your, that bank account, I guess, that he creates through his bank. But if you wanted to, you could easily do a transfer from X bank, over to Chase, Wells Fargo, whatever bank you guys have, right? So I'm hoping that system kind of builds itself out, but you can still see that momentum building up, and that's really exciting for the actual space. Usually there's not so much crazy news about this space, but Elon Musk is really propelling a lot of stuff. I do know that NFT New York is going on right now. I had an opportunity to go to that, but I passed because I was already tired enough from Vegas. But I would check out what's going on over there. Not so much about buying NFTs. I don't really feel good about telling people to go buy an NFT unless you really just want to support a creator, right? However, some of the technology that's coming out right there, it does seem to be pretty interesting, and you can see how pretty soon a lot of your favorite musicians and stuff, they're going to start using NFTs to give you better deals to unlock certain things. So if you're a prime Taylor Swift fan, whatever the membership is for her Taylor Swift stuff, you get an NFT, and the NFT will digitally unlock the right to buy tickets. So it'll be stuff like that. Now I don't know how they stop bots from buying NFTs. However, once you have the NFT, you will have a lot easier chance of buying tickets or, getting a lot more than just music tickets and stuff like that. But you guys get the point, okay? So, some other stuff that's up a little bit here. I wanted to take a quick peek, and we've been looking at the last hour, 24 hours, 7 days, stuff like that. But the last 7 days has been pretty interesting as well. We have something called Woo Network. I don't really hold this at all. It's kind of moved up to the top 100 here kind of sneakily. But the Woo Network, I would check that one out if you guys want to have some trades. It's been looking pretty well, and it's like around 27 cents, so you can kind of spot trade it a little bit more. Another one over here is Render Token. This one, it's more of a classic breakout scenario, so I would give that one a try. And then for long-term holders, one of you guys, I forgot who it was, turned me on to this because it's part of Ethereum, and I'm a big fan of Ethereum. Arbitrum is something I've been buying low, selling high, buying low, selling high. And then the next time it comes back down, I want to start dollar cost averaging it more aggressively to buy for the long term, because I think this is one of those really good projects. It's already shot up to number 36 as far as market cap, and it's come out of nowhere. So it's something that has some traction here. For those of you guys like Solana, it's up a little bit more here, 19% over the last 7 days. You're seeing a lot of big pops here, and if I move this back over here very fast, you guys will see that Bitcoin is up 10%, but you got Ethereum up 12%. BNB up only 5%, XRP up 3%, AD up 13%, Dogecoin up 3%, Solana up 19%. You still have a majority of coins not following Bitcoin, so you still are going to see this this divergence or the Bitcoin dominance continue to grow. When an altcoin season does start, and I don't think one's going to start anytime soon because of the economy, we'll see. But in case I'm wrong about this, whenever you see the dominance start to really decrease at a rapid pace, that's usually happening during altcoin cycle, and the altcoin cycle is synonymous, at least in recent memory, with the Dogecoin boom and stuff like that. You're going to see a lot of people looking for that next speculative coin, and right now, if you're buying that coin, it's going to be around like $200 to $600 million market cap at this point. So keep your eyes out for some of those lower market cap coins. Remember, if you are trying to find that coin that is going to explode and go parabolic, you guys don't necessarily have to put down a whole bunch of money into it, because the likelihood that you're going to get it right in the first place, it's very low, and really low in the first place. When I first started doing the Dogecoin videos, I had bought a few $100 of Dogecoin that turned into tens of thousands of dollars. That was more than enough. Most of you guys don't even have to put that much money in there, but remember the formula to find a good altcoin for the long-term run. A low market cap coin, right? Low market cap coin under the price of a penny, so 0.00 something. And then you want to make sure it's somewhat of a decent project, it's solid, and then if possible, you want to see it on a major exchange. And I don't mean a Binance, I don't mean a KuCoin. You want to see it on something like a Robinhood, a Webull, something like that. And they've been very hesitant about adding those types of coins onto their platforms as of late, because they're afraid that Gary Gensler is going to come in and be like, hey, that's a security. Hey, that's a security. So we're kind of in a waiting zone for that as well. However, perhaps with Elon Musk making this big deal with eToro that should probably launch over the next few months, we could really see some progress as far as more tokens getting on some of these more mainstream applications. Because, if you guys go over to eToro, Coinbase, they have a lot of coins, but when you talk about those apps that I really enjoy, as far as like Robinhood and Webull, I enjoy them for this type of strategy, because you have the ability to have the stock traders and the crypto traders on one app. When stock traders have the ability to find the next GameStop or like to pump their money into something, it's a lot easier for them to do it all within one application, which is why I'm hopeful that we're going to see more platforms in the future that do cryptocurrencies and stocks within the same app, within the same exchange, right? I think that'd be a very good thing to see. Even if they're separated from the from the wallet level to the stock level, that's fine. But I'd like to be able to trade everything in one app. That way, the money can flow from one sector to the other, or one currency to the other. I don't know what you want to call it, but I'm hoping we're going to be there soon enough, because you are seeing a lot of these smaller coins pump up. We were looking at the watch list here the other day, and let's go over here now. Last 7 days, right? We got stuff at 41%, even though it was down a whole bunch, 17%, 15%. A lot of things moving up here, and it's looking really nice so far. Like year to date, of course, you still got the 176%. Baby Dogecoin. Anything related with Dogecoin usually does very well when Elon Musk does something, and even in the last 24 hours, you can see baby Dogecoin popping off. And what happened with Dogecoin? It popped off like 4% off of that eToro news, okay? Now, as far as Bitcoin, it's going to keep on grinding up, I think, over the next few hours. Hopefully, we'll find some resistance here so everybody can buy back in. Do I think we are in a full-blown bull market? I do not. The reason for that is because I follow the stock market technicals personally to kind of get an overall feeling of what I think is going to happen in the crypto market. And I still think, based on the economic indicators and everything like that, now the Fed is forecasting a recession all of a sudden. I think that eventually we will go into a recession. We will have a big pullback as far as cryptocurrency is concerned. And then as we have that larger pullback, which probably will take about 2 to 3 months of kind of grinding down with some nice swings, I want to spend a lot of my time accumulating and doing more aggressive dollar cost averaging. And if by some chance we get down to some ludicrously low levels like 10,000, whatever, 12,000, whatever that low level is for you, I do want to buy some Bitcoin in bulk, and not even Bitcoin, really Ethereum in bulk, Arbitrum in bulk, and stuff of that nature. So I'm watching this play out, but the hedge I have at this point, in case this really is the start of a bull market, and let me go back over here to the Coinbase Bitcoin chart. Let's go to maybe the monthly chart here, just so you guys can see everything going on. We don't have to worry about that shorter term time frame. My hedge right now, that, in case we do like blow up above the 20-month moving average, we're going sky high, everything's looking really good. My hedge for that is basically just continuing to do my dollar cost averaging. We're going to have another big bearish crossover here on the monthly chart. This will probably happen again with like July, August, or whenever it does happen. For the first time ever, I think. Yeah, for the first time ever. It's not really a big deal because we've never seen it happen before. But we are going to see the 20-month moving average cross down below the 50-month moving average. Never seen that happen as far as Bitcoin. Usually death crosses are pretty bad, but sometimes we can have some type of market-based event that can really fix things up for us, right? Remember, when we talk about the death cross that happened over here, we did go down, but it really wasn't technicals that brought this down. This was FTX bringing us down, right? So we're going to pan it out. The only one that I trust, and you guys know this from the time you guys heard me screaming about it back here last March, was the crossover, the death crosses and the golden crosses between the 50 and the 20, right? Death cross, crash, death cross, crash, death cross, crash. Pretty typical, but within that crash, you saw Celsius go down, Voyager go down, a whole bunch of stuff go down, right? Now that we're having these golden crosses, we've never actually had the golden crosses break down below the 200 weekly moving averages. So it's going to be a whole other thing for us right now. And of course, we're in a high inflationary environment. Dollars and a mess. We'll talk about that later. But as far as plain old technicals go, we're in a really good spot, everybody. Just hopefully we can break above 32,000. Then we can really get a rocket ship up. If we do start breaking above 32,000 and we start to get into somewhat of a mini rally, like I don't even want to say mini rally, but we get up there towards 35,000, 36,000, I would really contemplate selling some of my longer term crypto holdings, because I would expect us to really come crashing back down hard if we took such a huge jump up so fast. And what I would do is just buy everything back and save some money for taxes for the long term, right? But tax season is almost over, thank God. So there you got it for Bitcoin and everything like that. I'm watching it closely. I am noticing some really weird stuff coming out of Binance right now. I think so many people are trading that some of the signals being sent over to TradingView are kind of like the signal's kind of corrupted. So you may see gaps like this. I was trying to trade with the 1 minute earlier, and I was seeing the gaps like this. Oh, hold on a second here, guys. My trade is popping up here. Up 688 bucks, whatever that is. What is that? 700. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Hold on a second here, guys. 68.25. Let's just do 68. Get out of it fast. 859. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Did it close? Did only prices close? I need to get out of it. I want to get out of it fast. 67. No, 67. Or did I buy so much I crashed the market? There you go. I'm all out. Ooh, yeah, there we go. I totally forgot about that when I started streaming with you guys. I told you guys I was going to look at that and make sure I was doing good because I wanted to make some money. Well, there you go. Oh, it's going up fucking higher. Oh shit. See, well, this is my thing, everybody. I get out of trades too early. You guys know this, but I walk away with $700. I'm still walking away with $700. Cool. All right. Now it's at 73. Damn, I left like a cool $400 on the table. Oh my gosh. Oh well, it doesn't matter. In fairness, this thing has already rocketed up so much today. I wanted to be very careful about how I traded this, and I did have 20x leverage, which is very aggressive. So, yeah. So, woo, yeah, okay. Okay, there's your live trading for the day, I suppose. But yeah, going back to Binance here, be careful of Binance right now. It is having some weird little glitches. Before, this was kind of phasing out on me. This was kind of phasing out on me, and it's like recorrecting afterwards. But I did think it was kind of weird, so just be careful of that, okay? Right now, I think the big thing to be watching, though, is Ethereum. That bad boy is really just being a monster at this point. So, if you guys have any questions on any coins, let me know. We'll talk about that pretty well. I'm in a good mood already since I just made my $600. At least my little rant. You'll notice when you're not paying attention to the chart and you trust your system is going to work, your trust your trade is going to work, you come back to it and it's in a good spot. I might have actually sold early at $500 profit, $400 profit, if it wasn't for me just getting a little bit distracted with you guys. I noticed that way more than you guys might think. Oh, you guys may notice that as well. Okay, let me move some stuff over here so I can see what you guys are talking about. And hey, Wild, did you happy to see you? Berkshire Hathaway has gone wild this week on Buffett investing in Japan. You know, I don't know really what's going on over there. For me, Japan has always been a place like where you invest for some steady growth. If you want to get, like, it's usually an ETF. It's not like, you know, owning the companies over there. But for me, I'm terrified that Japan doesn't give birth to kids anymore. They're like their birth rate is absolutely insane. I mean, look at that birth rate. That thing has just been going down, 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 down. Last 20 years, slight pop back up. But I mean, this thing, it has not been looking good. It's not been looking good. Remember, if they're being born, what is this? Wait, what? I don't understand their calculator system or their date system. Let me find another one here. No, it's the same. Yeah, 1951 to 2. No, what the? I am so confused. World Bank, maybe? Oh, Statista. There you go, Statista. This is usually a pretty good one here. There you go. Down, 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 down. The other graph was kind of freaking me out for a little bit because that's not what I've seen before. But yeah, you guys can see right here, going down steadily. It means less labor, and they're not the type of country that just welcomes in a whole bunch of immigrants to come and fill all those jobs, right? I don't know if any of you guys have been to Japan, but they are a very culturally based society. You know, the only reason they ended up becoming an empire is because America literally shot cannons at them and told them to open up to the world. So they're usually very, very diligent, very hardworking, and they're just always working. I don't think they're having kids because they're working too much. Doesn't sound like the best life to me, but hey, whatever your culture likes you to do. Do I think we get a pullback? Yeah, I do think we get a pullback, but right now we're in the midst of a rally, so I wouldn't be buying at this point unless you guys are doing day trades. Now, a day trade is anywhere from 24 hours. You guys can be doing those types of trades. For me personally, what I just showed you guys, that trade, I was probably holding that trade for about a half an hour, $700. Probably minus some fees, so maybe $650. Who knows? It's really for me those day trades of maybe 15 minutes to a couple hours that I'm really enjoying myself. If you're gonna do a longer term trade though, you really don't need a high leverage. Like when I was just trading that ID token, I already got rid out of Fairdesk here. Oh, that doesn't matter. But when you're trading something like the ID, like this, usually you try to play these big moves. So you're watching it constantly. You kind of wait it out. You have this big first spike. You kind of let it consolidate, and then eventually you find a bottom here. Then you find a higher low, and then you just kind of have this little bit of a breakout right there. And you try to trade. You try to buy somewhere in there. Now in this scenario here, this was from later last night. It looks like. So what did I probably have on here? RSI. There's probably an impulse MACD on here. All right. What is this? A 5-minute chart. Open with a 9 here. That'd be fine. No, not really much showing up here. Maybe I had this. Oh, I might have had the stochastic because I'm building out a tutorial for you guys. I've also been working with editors over the past few days as well, which has been time consuming. Ooh, let's go to 7 might work for this one. All right, let's match this up. So scalping crossover there, that matched up with that scalp. Crossing back above right there. Divergence from there. That might have worked out if you had to trade that breakout there, but crossover there, matched with there, crossover there, matched. Yeah. So I think it was using the stochastic right here. And I have a tutorial coming out sometime this week once my editor's done editing it. That'll kind of go over this. What I've been learning a lot more as I do these tutorials, I'm going to redo a lot of the old tutorials I've done in the past because I used to tell you guys just how to use it as far as the default settings. Now I'm giving you guys settings for scalpers, for day traders, for swing traders, and that way you guys can customize these because you can see how this one worked out pretty well for this particular coin that's moving up pretty volatile. You know, good buy signals, good sell signals, stuff like that. And you can see right here the sell signals working out there, or at least the both crossing back down. You'll learn about it. However, if I did go back and I did the, I don't know, like the base one, you know, the what do you want to call it? The default settings, you get a lot of these phony crossovers here, which can really drive you nuts because you think it's about to go up. No, a lot of false signals in here. You see right here, they're coming back down cross, nothing bad happened right there. You want to mitigate for that, which is why I'm doing all these new tutorials that are kind of going more depth of how to use some of these basic indicators, because it always dawns on me that I forget that people don't have like the mastery of the RSI and stuff like that. Like, you know, I don't even talk about all the RSI tools you guys can use. That's why I put out the video the other day. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. Go type in RSI trading strategy and you'll find my beautiful face somewhere if you scroll down far enough, I'm sure. But, you know, people tend to forget that you can add a whole bunch of stuff to this. Like you can go over here, add the Bollinger Bands, right? And so usually if you go this way, now this isn't tuned for a 5-minute chart, but forget, I'm not going to tune it right now. But usually if you have a crossover that breaks out of the Bollinger Band here on the RSI line and it comes back down through, this right here is usually a bearish sign. Let me move it back over. No, that's where it closed, so that's fine. That's a bearish sign right there. You can see the following 10 minutes, it went down. And that's why I use the high leverage trades that I like to do, which is why you saw the 20x position. I think I did, the trade I just did was I think $1,000 at 20x leverage, which is very aggressive for myself personally. I normally don't do those types of trades, but I was so confident that this token was going to rally that I wanted to do it, right? So, you know, sometimes you can get a little cocky, but if it didn't work out, I would have been totally ticked off. The stream would have been totally ruined and stuff like that. And I remember I sold it at 69 or something like that. I think 67, 69. It rallied all the way up here till 75. So I left a lot of money on the table. I could have scaled out like a responsible trader, but I am streaming with you guys, and I was literally just trying to get out of the position. So, you know. But yeah, you can use a whole bunch of different tools out there. Like, you know, you can change the standard deviation with the Bollinger Band. Like you can put 2.5, and you'll see this go over here. Oh, pop, yeah. gets a little bit wider and stuff. But you don't have to learn how to use it, but I think it's important that people understand some of those. You guys should know how to use it, even if you guys don't want to use it. I think that's an appropriate way of me saying it there. But going back over here to Ethereum, there's something a little bit less of a small market cap play. I think there we go. Right now, consolidation phase. Wait a little bit more. These big boosts are kind of coming out of nowhere from the whales coming back up. Usually, I still recommend you guys are doing day trading rather than swing trading. If you guys want to do swing trading, go for it. But be careful if you guys are going to be using leverage. Leverage is really that thing where you have to be so careful of. And I set a horrible example by doing 20x leverage with $1,000 with an account of only $1,700 in it. I think it was, yeah. And one other thing here as well. The other day, before I got kind of sidelined with some other work and I wasn't able to stream for a couple days, we did an ape long position. I closed that out for a profit. It wasn't the greatest profit, but when we go back and look at ape, we bought it somewhere over here. I think Wednesday. No, it's further back. I think we bought it somewhere over here, this breakout or something. I don't remember. I don't remember at all. It had a pop. I didn't even catch the pop because I wasn't looking at the market at the time. I caught it way back down and I just sold it for a somewhat of like a measly $10 profit. That was after the fees were concerned. But I got rid of it because I was not paying attention to it at all. Yeah. And again, just watch out for this little weird stuff going on with Binance right now, okay? Let's go over and look at Ethereum, though, for a little bit because Ethereum seems to be kind of whining a little bit better. And hey, bro, please answer. Do we see 1999 Ethereum or 2000 first? Probably 2200 Ethereum first. After that, a pretty good slam. I mean, I could see Ethereum over the next hour or so reaching that 2200 target here. We're having a nice bit of momentum. Unless we have some type of weird news coming out, we've just broken through a whole bunch of resistance levels. We should be good to try at least one more bounce. And I don't think the shorts are really confident enough to really try to target Bitcoin at this point, target Ethereum like this. The only thing I think that people are worried about as far as Ethereum is a whole bunch of a staked Ethereum was unlocked. Usually after it's unlocked, the price usually rises up so people can unload said Ethereum. So be careful about how long you guys want to hold this because there's a chance that people are unloading some of their longer staked Ethereum assets. And, be careful of it. But that's why I'm saying, again, day trading seems to be the winners. If you guys are long-term traders, just have your stop losses in place, target prices in place, sit and wait, and that's all you have to do, right? If you're scalping or you're day trading, maybe you don't even want to have a stop loss if it's if you're going to be hypersensitive and watching it. But if you guys are going to be like leaving the room, going to the bathroom, you best have a stop loss there because you never know how long that bathroom break is really going to take, right? And hey, D's Nuts, happy to see you back as well. Hang in there, Michael. I've done things, no sleeping thing many times. Yeah, what do you call? I'm just not having a good time sleeping. I think I'm like over trading, and I'm making good money. I'm happy with it, but like, I think it's good. You know what it is? I think I'm drinking tea too much caffeinated tea. I always forget that I pay like a lot of money for my tea because it's fancy tea. And so I'm making a lot of iced tea with no sugar. And my thought process is I can drink a lot more tea because there's no sugar in it, right? Normally I would like a little spoonful of sugar or a little bit of honey for my throat. I've cut out all the sugar out of my diet over the past few weeks. And so, like really, like except for Easter candy, my mom got me an Easter box. I had to buy a couple. It's keeping me up. And I've been talking to a whole bunch of good friends. So, I have a few friends that are large YouTubers, like much larger than my channel. And I always like to catch up and kind of hear the lingo of what's going on with YouTube and stuff like that. So I talked with a friend. I won't tell him the channel. He's a 600,000, 700,000 big famous channel. We talked for about like 5 hours about YouTube, and I'm getting him on cigar smoking and stuff like that, right? And you can see right now Ethereum is, let's go over here, trying to consolidate a little bit more. Yeah, but we might be able to see a nice little pop here over the next few minutes. Just keep in mind some of these resistance levels up here around 2000 or 2120. Put this back up here for you. There we go. That way you guys can see what's actually going on. You want to see that pop right here. It's not important that we break out right now, but because the momentum is on our side, you would like to see us at least try to test it out, even if we're just getting rejected, because you can really see that even the moving averages there, you can see how they're close to a crossover. The 5 is so far away, you don't have to worry about it at all. But the 1 minute, we'd like to see it there and really take the initiative here and just go pop up, and then you might see some more pullbacks after that. It is 220 just now. Not on Binance's chart. It's close. It's almost up there. It's the high right now in my chart. This is Binance chart, so different charts are different. 2,120 seems to be that wall that we're trying to break out right now. Currently, you guys can see. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Can't hurt to zoom in there. There you go. That is that little initiative I was talking about. We want to just like fly above it and just break through that wall. We'll see if we can do it. I mean, the momentum is on our side, guys. This is where you'd be doing another scalping play, not really a long-term multi-hour play. Because again, all this consolidation, that's 51 minutes. Day trading seems to be the way to make money here. Scale out, reapply your capital, and wait for another move. But again, you got to wait a little bit. Would I be buying right now? No, not really. But depends on the strategy you guys are trying to take, right? Is Algo done? It seems to be lagging behind. What's the ticker for Algo? Algorand 5. It's still 40, so I don't think it's doing anything terrible, but let me see. Oops. Let's just go to Binance. 4 hour. It's having a breakout right now. That key point was right down here, breaking above both those moving averages, holding the support right there. That was a launch sequence for that. I think, I don't know if you're talking about Algorand or something else, but Algorand seems to be doing just fine. It looks like it's heading back up here towards around 22.5 to 23 cents. We're very close to that level of resistance right now, so I'd be careful about buying into it. But it seems to be doing just fine. Even looking at the 1 minute chart, this thing is still hopping up here bit by bit. Not terrible. You can see it's trying to break through some walls, and there's not really many walls here now that you look at it. There we go. Let's do the 5 minute chart. Makes it a little bit easier for my eyes. There we go. It's just so hard because everything's so condensed after that massive move that we had. What should I do with ARB bag? ARB bag. Arbitrum? You have a bag of Arbitrum? You shouldn't have a bag with Arbitrum. ARB bag. I think you're talking about Arbitrum. Yeah. You're the one that told me about this. This thing has been working out really well ever since you recommended it. I did my research on it. I bought some up. I bought this dip right over here, sold it up here, bought back down here, and then it's just kind of rallied up. I sold all of mine, and I mean like 100% of mine. I'm waiting for more of a pullback personally. But oh no. There's like 10% left in there, 10% left, but that's basically everything. So I'm out of it for the most part. I have like a little bit of a long-term position as a hedge in case it decides to keep on going up. But for now, I sold it all. It was a great call. You were right about it. I had to do some technical analysis. It was definitely worth checking out, doing the research behind it as far as Ethereum. It was solid. But yeah, I'm all out for the most part. I got the 10% in there. But the 10% is spot. 10% is spot that I bought a while ago. Back over here, not this other dip. This was a leverage trade with 20x leverage. So much more risky, which is why I'm all out. I want to lock in some profits here. Let's go back over here to Bitcoin. How is that working out on the 15? Let's go to the 5 minute chart here. Yeah, it's still looking fairly wonky here. We can go back to Ethereum though. Watching it come back a little bit down a little bit more. Excuse me, guys. I'd be confused if somebody paid me with JPEG. Oh, for NFTs, all they do is they unlock the ability to do stuff. Think of a digital box, right, with a keyhole. An NFT is basically the key to open the box and get the reward. That's basically what it is. Now, there are different types of NFTs that are just for art and all that type of crap that I don't really see the value of, and besides the artistic value, right? I have a good friend, Patrick Amadon. He has art that sells for tens of thousands of dollars in NFT space, but he's more of the artist and not the business side of it as far as support my cool project and I will give you guys an airdrop of these NFTs, you know, like that type of people. Not that type of guy. There's different ways to get into NFTs, and that's why I always say like 99% are scams, but there's always that 1% that are very open about what they're doing, what they're trying to do, and then they actually do it. But you know, that space needs to be policed a lot more, right? And hey, Money Mike, what do you call? Oh yeah. I definitely do like to make some money here, even though I left some money on the table. Always I leave some money on the table. What do you call? Damn, you got discipline. I would have held. Well, what do you call? So if you know anything about me as far as that trade that we just did, I ever since I started this channel, I let you guys know I am not what you might call a very aggressive trader. I will hold until I feel like I've made enough money, and then I will just sell. And the theory behind it is really, I was burned so many times by trying to hold on too long that I was forced to listen to myself through my trading journal and stuff, say, hey, you just need to sell and just be like, how many people literally could just wake up, do work on the YouTube project that I'm doing right now, work on a course, go help my mom at dialysis, go take my dog out to the dog park, you know, not make any money for that entire day, besides maybe YouTube money, I guess. Come back here, launch a trade right before I start streaming because it looked really, really good. And then, you know, within 15, 20 minutes while I'm live streaming, make $700, right? That discipline came from losing a whole bunch of money first, right? So it's a different type of thing. Don't look, you profited, I know, right? Well, here, before I answer, I think I got a super chat here and I'll answer your question in just a second. But when you go over here and you look at it, remember, I sold at like 67, 68. I think it was pumping up during the time, so it might be a little bit more. But you'd assume 60. Now it's up to 73%, right? It's still going. But the trade I did was literally from right here to like up 67, right here. 67. I don't know if it was 6. Maybe it was 67. It wasn't that much of a trade, was it? No. Okay, I did it from like here, something like this, something like that, to up here, to like somewhere in here. Yeah, somewhere in there. And that was $700. If I let it hold on just a little bit longer, you know, maybe. But again, it also depends on the exchange you're trading. So Fairdisk is a smaller exchange out of South Korea. They have all the credentials to be in here, but they don't have as much liquidity as a Binance or such. So when I first tried to sell my initial block, it actually crashed the market a little bit because I invested so much, well, not so much, but you know, it kind of took out all the buy orders there, and I was the base sell, right? So people had to break. I was the guy that made the wall. Normally, I don't want to be creating a wall, but like when you think about, it was like a $20,000 wall, just like that, right? Maybe a little bit more expensive than that, but close to $20,000 wall, just like that. It can kind of crush some of those people that are only trading with $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. But they were all able to buy my selling order at 67, 69 cents down here. And they were hopefully able to sell it for more at 75, or maybe they're still holding it. Who knows? You know, it's the way the game is played. But I'd much rather buy during the slow time, enjoy the big boost as it happens, sell, walk away with $700 and be happy, right? What's people work an 8-hour a day, right? That's like making $87.50 an hour, but I made it within a half an hour, right? And I can do this multiple times a day, but usually one time a day is enough, right? Now I'm probably going to take a break from trading, to be frank with you guys, because I haven't gotten any sleep in the past few days. I have to believe that the lack of sleep, of not sleeping for like the last 36 hours, is going to have an effect on my trading, despite what you guys saw there. It does have an effect. But yeah, so, you know, there's different ways to manage it. But yeah, the discipline is definitely key when you're looking at this type of stuff. Like right now, I wouldn't be going long on Ethereum just because I made money off a few seconds ago, but I really do want to see Ethereum push up. My fear here is that Bitcoin is still kind of lagging right now. That's the thing I'm afraid of as far as Ethereum. Excuse me. All right. Don't look, you profited. Mike, you see Dogecoin running up to 15 cents soon? Um, if we can get Dogecoin up to if we can get Bitcoin up to maybe $32,500, I can see it going up to maybe 12 to 15 cents. The feeling I have right now, though, is it seems like Dogecoin is only waiting for Elon Musk to do something or Twitter to do something in order to have that big boom. So I think if he keeps on having these drips of news over the next few weeks, I think there's an opportunity for that. But I wouldn't bet on it at this point just because we do have rate hikes coming up pretty soon, or potential rate hikes coming up pretty soon, and I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen there as far as a pause or not. I guess he's probably going to do another 25 basis point hike, and that'll be it. I have to believe that'll be it because of the banking crisis. But 12 to 15 does seem reasonable. If we go over here and look at the Dogecoin technicals, let's go over here to the weekly chart. You can see how we're slightly breaking out right now. You can imagine something like that. Breaking out 2 weeks ago. You know, we already broke out to 10.5 cents. I do think 12, 13 is probably fine. But we're going to need some type of news to really propel us up there. And at that point, it's almost like you're not really going to be watching the chart when it happens. Most likely, you're going to need some type of take profit order to say, hey, here's my limit sell price where it'll only be sold if it hits 12 cents. 500 Dogecoin if it hits 12 cents, 500 Dogecoin if it's 12 and a half, 500 Dogecoin if it's 13, 500 if it's 13 and a half. That's how you'd probably want to plan it, because it might happen when you're asleep and there's somehow a tweet from Whale Trades or something like that saying, hey, eToro is doing a big deal with Elon Musk and Twitter to work together. You know, for all we know, what's eToro is going to do a massive Dogecoin airdrop at the height of all this, right? So there's that type of news is what's going to be needed in order to push Dogecoin forward. But it's perfectly reasonable to expect somewhere around the lines of 12 to 15%. I'd break it down the middle of 13 and a half or so. That kind of puts you right in here, right? 13 and a half, not all the way up to the top up here, 16. But, you know, somewhere again where I would sell, but if you hold, you probably might get 15, okay? But again, now the technicals for this one are a little bit weird because you can see the Twitter acquisition right there. But we come all the way back up here, come all the way back down to low point. We hit that spot pretty darn well, right? Came back down, back over here, hit it right up there. You know, that sweet spot right now is right up here towards 10 and a half. Afterwards, then you get up to 11 and 3/4, then you get up to 13. You know, really anywhere in here, 11 and 3/4 up to 13, that to me is a sweet zone for getting out of this. Because it has been honoring these levels of resistance as far as Fibonacci has been concerned. It's been honoring them. So as long as it's honoring them consistently, I would probably say that range is a good place as any to get out if you want to, you know, trade it up a little bit. What's the best way to do this? Back to Ethereum, 5-minute chart, auto. There you go. Oh, there we go. See, there's a little pop. See, Ethereum's not even worried about Bitcoin. See, you guys can see how I trade and my faults and the way I trade. I'm usually looking at Bitcoin, and for crypto, I'm usually looking at the stock market, right? And talking about the stock market hasn't been doing anything fantastic. Remember? So, but Ethereum's breaking out even more. That's fantastic. But you see the NASDAQ? We still haven't broken out. We're just going sideways still. The SPY? Oh, actually, the SPY broke out today. I did not know that. That must have happened in what, last... No, right to the towards the end of the day. Okay, I was helping my mom with dialysis stuff. I had to pick up because her blood pressure was low. But yeah, so we have a breakout. So theoretically, we should still continue to go up tomorrow as far as Bitcoin's concerned, if we kind of follow that same method. But Jesus, what's going on with Binance now with these glitches? But yeah, there we go. Ethereum is making its moves just like that. Let's see if it can continue to pump up. Remember that price target really is just up here at 2,200 or so. That's where you start getting at those old levels of resistance from the last bull market, which is kind of crazy that we're already back here. So I hope for you guys that have been dollar cost averaging with me or just buying in bulk at like the 20,000. Remember, I bought in bulk Bitcoin. My first buy in bulk signal was at the 200 daily moving average. Let me hold on for a second. Okay, there you go. There's the price target right there. Weekly. Remember that first buy in bulk level was like way down here? or 22 and like $23,000. And I told you guys I had some orders over here, 20,000. Became over here. I bought a little bit more, but not as much because I wanted it to come down a lot more. But that first bulk limit was way down here a long time ago after the death cross, that we had been talking about. So it's kind of weird to see it kind of all come together. So for those of you guys like holding for a long time, dollar cost averaging throughout all this mess of an economy, you're being rewarded right now. Whether you guys sell or not, it always is up to you guys, of course. But it really depends on what you think is going to be happening for the economy. If you think this is really the all-time low, or if we're going to be going up for a while more, right? Okay, there we go. Let's watch this bad boy continue to pump up. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have my ID token. See, this is the problem. And now I go back into it. I'm like, oh, maybe I can go back and buy more, and it'll go up. I would never do such a thing after getting ripped so much. But usually after that, I'm like, oh, maybe I should have held on a little bit longer. But usually the reason for holding on a little bit longer is mostly because you want to make sure that you're able to exit the position. There's enough exit liquidity there, people are ready to buy, which is always a little bit different. So, see. But what do you call? I always want to make sure you guys know that the sponsor of this channel treat me very well. They give me the tools to help you guys learn how to trade and stuff like that. So if you guys haven't already, I would definitely check out Chart Prime. The link is down below. Below. They have a really cool smart money concepts indicator I think you guys are going to like as well. And the other sponsor who I was just trading on a few minutes ago, Fairdesk. I can't say you guys are going to make $700 in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but it's a great platform where you guys can trade it with leverage. And they have a lot of cool features on there as well. And they do have a pretty good spot system there too. So make sure to check them out, everybody. Give a click down below on their links. And that way they know that you guys are listening to me when I tell you guys I would like you guys to go check them out. I'd appreciate it a lot. But yeah, we're seeing some great stuff. Now, I thought I saw a thing right here. There you go. And hey, Live2K, thank you very much for the super chat. What do you think Ethereum will hit in the next 30 days? At the max here, if things get really crazy with Ethereum, we really have a time limit until like next 2 weeks. Yeah, I guess it is next 2 weeks. I would say somewhere between $2,500 and $2,700 if it really wants to go parabolic. That's where I could see it going. I have a feeling that next week is going to be giving a lot of this back though. Usually when we have these pretty long moves, we've had a continual upward move. We usually have like 1 week of cool. It might be a cool off week, whatever. But I do think we're probably going to have to give some of it back. How much we give back in that time frame? Maybe something more like this, right? Where we kind of come down a lot, but the following week we're still kind of booming up there. I would say at most probably $2,500, $2,700. Somewhere in that is reasonable. But don't be surprised if we do have a little bit of a pullback here next week once everything's said and done, because we are having nice, beautiful breakouts. But Bitcoin itself is going to run into that next level of resistance. And Bitcoin, when it deals with resistances, you guys can see that it takes weeks. It takes weeks to break through each of these legs. And that's fine. Don't get me wrong. But when we're actually in the week by week basis, you guys know how boring it was just to try to keep this entertaining. Like, hey, we're going sideways again today, everybody. Hey, we're going sideways again today. That's why I started doing more day trading. And now that the market's boosting back up, I can be like, oh yeah, I'm making $700 today. Oh, I'm doing this today. Oh, I'm doing this today. Right? But when it's going sideways, it's so much more difficult to really talk about stuff because everything else is still not holding pattern. It's all one long period of consolidation. It's much more difficult to get the gears running, get me excited about the markets. I'd rather be playing video games or something instead of trying to make a sideways market look very, very entertaining there. And hey, Perez, is the Gemini exchange down? There might be a lot of people looking to trade right now. Let me check out some of these exchanges very fast. Let me go over here. Let me take a sip of my water. Oh, delayed Ethereum at ERC20 withdrawals. That is weird. Delayed transactions, STX. Oh, I was trading STX the other day. I think it's down quite a bit today too. Maybe that's the reason why. Okay, so you got some stuff wrong with Coinbase, but it looks like the servers overall seem to be working out okay. Digital currencies, Ethereum, yeah. Everything else, stellar. A lot of stuff's doing okay. And then you said Gemini. Scheduled maintenance Thursday. Oh, they 8 to 12 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, you're in scheduled maintenance, my man. Who does scheduled maintenance? in the after, like in the evening. That's, you do it early morning when everybody's asleep. That is, dude. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah. Who who in their right mind thought it was appropriate to do a scheduled maintenance though? Like, I get it was scheduled, so you should have known it was good. They probably sent you like 1,000 emails about it, or 5 emails, something like that. But dear Lord, like at 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Remember, guys, that's East Coast time, so that's what is that? 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock my time. Like that is no. Yeah. So they're in maintenance right now. So you're holding on for dear life, my man. At least the market's going up and not down while while this is going on. But yeah, a very odd time to have scheduled maintenance. I do have to say, definitely something I would not want to be dealing with right now. And I am game change a character on the Ethereum weekly chart. Yeah. What do you call it? I think, let's wait for it to load up very fast. Oh, this one hasn't popped up yet. Oh, okay, I get it. The reason why it hasn't popped up yet really is just because we haven't had this weekly close yet. But you can definitely see that we've broken this lower highs right here. We broke it over here. We now have that close, if maybe, above this level, and that should really give us a boost back up a little bit more. That might be kind of interesting to kind of see how that plays out. But again, I'm not going to be overly concerned about any bearish or bad news until we actually break down below that type of trend line that I just drew. I'm not going to worry about it too much. We got these golden crosses. Everything's in pretty good. Everything feels kind of good at the moment. If I had swing trades that I bought weeks ago, I would be scaling them out. But that's my strategy, not your strategy. And then I would not be doing so many multi-day trades where I'm buying something and I'm holding it until Saturday. I would be in and out of the market at most for like 4 hours in the market. That's about it. And that seems to be doing just fine for me. You guys can extend it as much as you want to. I have had some longer trades over the past few days, but that's usually because I've been like, I take a trade, I go play video games, which is, I got multiple monitors over here, so I can just look at my stuff over here. I've been playing Bannerlord the last few weeks. Play Bannerlord and stuff like that. I'm about to get Cyberpunk for my computer, even though I got it for my PlayStation. So, I'm still keeping track of it, and maybe I kind of the way I trade is I will place a trade and I will have a stop loss in there. As long as the stop loss doesn't hit, I really don't have to care about the trade. I'm waiting for the big move to come, the momentum to carry on, which is why I showed you guys that stochastic indicator where it showed like perfect examples of buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. For scalpers, that's a scalper's dream. It's not always that easy, but the stochastic this week with all its volatility has been just primo, which is why I will have a tutorial coming out tomorrow or the day after for you guys on that. I've now started using an editor, so I'm waiting for the process. Like, I got my first video edited back. It wasn't what I wanted, so I had to write 2 paragraphs explaining exactly what I wanted. That way, he can do exactly what I wanted, and then I feel comfortable enough to post it in front of you guys, right? So you guys will see that pretty soon. But yeah, more indicator videos coming out. You guys will enjoy them. If you guys haven't done it already, make sure to go over my channel and watch some of the Smart Money Concepts videos. I have one for Chart Prime that you guys will probably like as well. But let's go back over here to the 5. We can definitely see Ethereum. It's continuing to make some larger moves here. I usually don't like the way this type of move happens personally, but we'll have to see how it plays out. Usually when I see this type of weird growth like that without a nice consolidation period, I tend to believe it's a false one. But since we do have the momentum, you may see it actually bump up a little bit more. But for me, it's something I wouldn't really want to be buying right now for Ethereum. And Ethereum's up already 5.5% already. Bitcoin's only up a 1.5%, basically. Anybody, so I hope you guys can get back home fairly soon. It always sucks to have have family in the hospital. Trust me, I know that. Let's say here. Hey, Crypto King, what is my T on Bitcoin? Oh, went over this a little bit. Let's zoom out here a little bit more. So we've had a little bit of breakout so far. As far as if you're looking for a shorting opportunity, I wouldn't be taking it right now. I'd be waiting to see what happens as we approach this next level of resistance, kind of around 33,000, a little bit above it. But as we continue to pump up here, over the next few weeks, we are going to have some more golden crosses, just those general bullish signs like the 20 over the 50, which we just had, And then we're also going to have the 20 bumping above the 200 here. Excuse me. Now, as we start dealing with some of these resistance levels, as like right from back over here, and where was this, January of 2022, I expect us to try to hold up here for a few weeks and try to break out. I don't think we are going to break out. And again, that goes back to me not thinking that the stock market is going to have a massive rally. I think the stock market is what's going to eventually take down Bitcoin. Without the stock market appeal, I would say that we're still kind of more bullish because this is Bitcoin, consolidate, another breakout. Stock market makes me think we're going to consolidate, break down, unfortunately. So take that with 2 cents, you know, when you hear me talking about the stock market and stuff like that, okay? Okay. And up here, my selling zone, if you guys have any longer term ones, we kind of talked about it before, was right over here between 32,357 and up here at 35. But I'd really just use this zone right here. I wouldn't even try to go above that trading zone because I like to get out early. I don't get out the top. I just don't. I'm not that lucky, right? But you know, we're still in a very good spot here. One of the things we've been kind of watching for over the past few, let's get all that stuff out of the way. Last few weeks is just getting a good idea of how much further we may go. I've been trying to figure out this one right here. This one may just do a little bit more. Hoping that over the next few days, again, I shouldn't have gotten rid of that bar up there. But, you know, 32,000, 33,000, I'm fine with those ones. If you start pulling out other indicators and stuff like that, I mean, I'm sure you're going to see that, you know, we are getting to oversold levels here. So I do think eventually we are going to have a little bit more of a pullback. But I think we have the ability to just go a little bit higher here. Even if you pull out the MACD, stochastic. Let's go with the RSI for now, right? Even with all that stuff, the MACD just had a crossover, still looking fine. Crossover happened a few days ago, and you're still seeing the effects of that crossover, so to speak, right? Really, it was fueled more by the inflation numbers and stuff like that, because you know inflation can really wreck any chart just like that, can it? I'm getting rid of that very fast. And then over here, now this isn't really fine-tuned for longer-term charts. 28 maybe. No, it's not looking good. 3. No, this one isn't working. No, it's not really what I want. We've just been so high for so long. We're just kind of pushing the boundaries every time. We're not even in the mid zone anymore over here. Usually when we get up this high and we're kind of extended, we usually have a little bit of a dip, but it doesn't usually mean that we're going to have a big dip. So the stochastic on the daily chart, toss it out. Yeah, I mean, we're still geared to go up as far as I'm concerned. But I would definitely be considered more scaling out at this point because any day the stock market can just go kapoof. We have a SPY breakout that occurred today. That's good news. The NASDAQ has still not broken out. And the Dow Jones, I don't think we've actually looked at the Dow Jones in a hot minute. Still kind of in this general downtrend here, right? I broke out from that today, actually. A little bit of bullhorn. But yeah, so we are seeing some small breakouts. Maybe that's enough to keep Bitcoin going up here. But personally, to me, I know this is more of a personal thing to me. This is a 4-hour chart. Let's go back to the weekly. I can't justify us being like 9%, less than 9% away from all-time highs. It kind of scares me because I see the economy, everyday people really just having a shit time of everything. But I see the market trying to go all-time highs. Something there is in a disconnect, and I'm trusting my personal experiences of growing up like in poverty pretty much on the east side of Tacoma, like knowing what a bad economy feels like and looks like. I'm trusting that I think people feel the economy is very bad and we are going to go into a recession. And then that last little part here is, again, when it comes to rate hikes, we talked about this when they first started. We talk about it every now and again since now and then, every now and a while, whatever I was going to say. It takes months and it takes quarters. It takes quarters and quarters for those effects to actually hit the economy. We're just like really over the past few months starting to see them hit the economy. So over the next few months, I feel like there's going to be more and more constriction. And as we kind of go on through this painful process, as Jerome Powell wants to put it, I do think as the economy gets worse, those constrictions are going to tighten and tighten and tighten from the moves we made back last year, right? So, I mean, I got money. I don't really have to worry about it as much. But I don't like going outside or having friends message me saying how they can't really afford stuff or they can't afford this. Right? It kind of sucks, right? The economy is in bad shape, right? People don't have what they need. And everything's overpriced. We got inflation. They say inflation is going down, but if you go to the store, go to the gas station, it's still high, right? Just because it's going down doesn't mean it's good. I don't know many people who are going to be, spending all their money and stuff like that in this type of economy. And hey, Patrick King, happy to see you back. I'm just tuning in and hope this isn't redundant, but with the state of the world's economic condition and obvious short-term future of ours, is it reasonable to think that this is just a bear rally? So, I think from a technical sense, as far as the stock market and the crypto markets, we're kind of in this weird bull market rally. Just like how we were in a technical recession just a few months ago, right? However, in my opinion, I still think of this as a bull market rally. So yes, I kind of elaborated. I should have just read your question before I started talking. Kind of elaborating on how I think the world is working out. Russia, China, India, BRICS going after the dollar, all this type of stuff. As well as like America's decline right now, inflation, people getting really fed up. Europe kind of in, how many protests do you freaking see a week right now in freaking Europe, right? So that type of stuff going on. Yeah, I just don't see a way out of this that's like hunky dory where everybody is happy. I just don't. Now I am not a formal economist. I went to college. I have economics, studied economics, stuff like that. But I am not some Federal Reserve really wise guy who's been doing this stuff for decades that knows a lot of stuff. I'm going off of my feelings and kind of the generalizations that I built up about the market over my like 5, 6, 7 years of trading and learning how to trade and all that type of stuff, right? So it's a little bit different, right? I'm no expert. I won't claim to be some type of economic expert. But to me, the economic condition of America, of Europe, the world, seems to be so much worse than what we're being told when you turn on, CNN, CNBC, it just seems so much worse on the ground from what they're seeing. And I think that usually happens during most recessions because, if you work at CNN or CNBC or Bloomberg or Fox Business, stuff like that, or you're a guest on one of those shows, you tend to live in a very nice place and you don't tend to have to be amongst the people as much as you might otherwise be if you had less of an income, right? Like me, I guess I go to Vegas. I kind of meet some wealthy people every now and again. I got connections in the crypto space and finance space, stuff like that. But how do I say this? Like when I just go out to the dog park, nobody knows I'm a YouTuber. I don't bring it up. I don't want to bring it up because then they'll ask me about cryptocurrencies and how they should start investing and stuff like that. Every now and again, I'll answer a question or something like that from people that know me or that see me or recognize me, but I normally don't just go over and say, hey, my name is Michael. I'm a YouTuber. You want to talk about cryptocurrency while we watch our dogs play around? No. But, when you go talk to people, if you just go out and have a conversation, which I know some people don't like to do, just, go meet somebody at the dog park and say, oh, your dog's cute, your dog's cute. And you start talking about work and, what brings you to the area, why you like the dog park, how beautiful day it is. You start talking about work and the economy and stuff like that. And then, they start talking about, oh yeah, it's tough right now. I'm cutting back on a vacation, which is like a very luxury thing to do, right? Or what do you call it? I just stopped buying cereal. I can't buy cereal anymore. I'm just gonna get some, stuff like that, right? So you can see there's something wrong going on. There's definitely something wrong going on. And hey, DJ King, major respect to you for making my monthly paycheck in the span of my lunch break. What do you call much of respect for taking care of your family? I appreciate that. Dude, you get there someday. You don't need to go as aggressive as I just did right there, though. It's all about those trading journals. I'll put that trading journal back up for free for you guys since the market's going a little bit more bullish over the past few weeks. That way you guys can make a copy of it, then record it yourself. Basically what the trading journal does, and I'll try to do it sometime in the next few days. Basically what it does is you write down your profit, your buy-in price, your selling price. It calculates how much money you made, the taxes that you have to do. And then there's like little check down boxes next to it, or little drop down menus. And you click on the drop down menu of why you traded it. So it can be a pennant, it can be a a head and shoulders. It can be a double top, a double bottom, a rectangle, whatever. You click on that, and over time, as you put all these points into your trading journal, it's like an Excel spreadsheet, but it's on Google, so it's called Sheets, I think it is. No, yeah, whatever it is, Excel for Google. And then you go to the next subpage there. That subpage will tell you how profitable you are while trading head and shoulders, how profitable you are with pennants, how profitable you are this, and that way you can start to kind of figure out your identity as a trader. And you can make as many copies of this trading journal as you want to. Because in theory, you'd have one trading journal just for Apple calls or Apple trades, right? And then you'd have one just for Google trades. You'd have one just for Bitcoin. You'd have one for just Ethereum. Because really, when you guys are new to trading, you really only want to be trading up to 10 assets at once. Really only 10, 15, maybe 20 if you want to push it. Only a few. And then when you're first starting off, maybe it's just 5, and you kind of add 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But you don't want to get too many. Like that ID coin that I just made a few hundred, $700 with. That's a lower market coin. I probably would never have traded that when I first started investing in cryptocurrency. But well, let me check out I actually don't know what the market cap is probably very inflated right now because it is up a lot. Yeah, so the market cap is 205 million. It was probably just at less than 150 million just a few days ago, right? Market cap, yeah, 133 million a month ago. Yeah, 133 million, something like that. Yeah. Now imagine if I would have loaded up on it over here with a 20x leverage and then it took off. That would have been something. That would have been scary. I would have been crushing the marketplace as I sold off those shares. But yeah, it takes some time, but really it's about discipline. It really does go back to the discipline of it. And remember, I'll stress it again. If for those of you guys that follow me in trades and stuff like that, I don't care about selling at the top. I care about locking in a profit. I have ADHD and high anxiety. ADHD actually isn't bad for trading, but anxiety is very terrible for if you want to become a trader. So I take anxiety medication, I guess. But when I see money in front of my eyes, I will never have qualms about just taking it. Because it's like, $700 for a half an hour's amount of work. Here. For those of you guys that have known me for a long time, you guys know this. I grew up on this neighborhood of Tacoma back in the 90s. I don't know if they might have a picture here. They took away the old picture. 1990s images. Yeah, like really shitty houses, rats in the houses. I grew up really dirt poor. I still understand the value of money. There are traders out there who make like tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars, like just tossing money. They can lose 50. Like I don't ever want to open myself up to lose $50,000 in a day. That'd be a freaking traumatic experience for me. But what do you call? Like now they have all new houses and stuff, but like the brand new houses and things over here. But when I was living there, holy smokes! What do you call? It was rough. You didn't have money for anything. Sometimes my family didn't have enough money. I would go over to my neighbor's house, and they were from the Philippines, and we'd all have fish stew or fried fish, and I would be watching the Filipino operas. Like we have soap operas. They have like actual operas. Like literally. It was a fun, like it was a good upbringing. It was fun upbringing. I learned a lot. I got into private school because my mom forced me to read a whole bunch of books so I can get into private school for free. But what do you call? I understand the value of money. I could say I come from humble beginnings, but man, like they were shitty beginnings, and I still understand to this day they were shitty, and I just don't ever want to go back to that level of shittiness for living. Which is why I made sure my mom's okay. She has a place to stay now. My sister's going to college pretty soon. She's going to go to one of 2 colleges whenever she makes up her freaking mind. And then, I'm moving up to Nicaragua. My mom's going to be fine. You guys know, there's a green screen behind me, but you guys know I have that 77-inch flat screen TV. I'm giving that to my mom as a gift when I go to Nicaragua. And I barely used it. I use it for video games every now and again and Netflix. I maybe to impress a Tinder date every now and again, but really I don't. I bought it and I don't use it. But what do you call? Discipline time after time. Take your time with it. It pans out pretty well. But I mean, look at this. Again, I sold off at 67 cents somewhere down here. I don't know what it was. Let me go over here and check it out very fast. Let's see. While we're kind of watching this play out. ID. Close positions. So it closed at 0.6802. Okay. So 0.6802, that is right. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. Right there, right? So now this chart looks a little bit different than the chart I was looking at on their exchange. There's different values. Like the spike was during my minute candle, not this minute candle. However, I left a lot on the table, and maybe next time I'll learn. But I was also trading with 20x leverage, so I want to get out of the trade. And again, $700. I'll take it all day long. But maybe next time I just won't look at my chart while I'm talking with you guys for another 5 minutes or something like that. But you got to be careful because I was trading $1,000 at 20x leverage. That's like $20,000 into the marketplace. That fluctuation is something you have to be very concerned about. You don't want to just leave it alone because I don't think I had a stop loss at the time. Let's go back over here. There you go. And Bitcoin's starting to consolidate a little bit more. Maybe if we're lucky, Bitcoin will start making a little bit of a stronger move here. Let's see. And hey, Alex, good morning. Good morning. And hey, no tacos, no life. Your Doge live stream has almost 20-second delay. Is there any way to fix that? No, so YouTube won't allow me to fix the delay. It's a YouTube thing. So basically the way streams work is, excuse me, let me take a sip of my tea very fast. So I pay for my streaming softwares. I pay a little over $100 a month for them. What I'm allowed to do there is I rent a server. Basically, it's like having another monitor or another computer, just another place, and I can access it using my home computer. So I will send them my my signal through OBS software, Streamlabs software. It'll go to YouTube, and then YouTube has a delay of how long it can show you. Now, I can try to fix that by going at different speeds, and I can do different latencies when it comes to those type of streams. However, if I decrease the latency, which means shorten the time, what YouTube does is they won't, in order for YouTube to have to be able to do that, basically you guys are watching me in 4K quality. If I were to have the ultra low latency as far as YouTube is concerned, you guys would most likely be seeing me in 1080p or 740, whatever, 780, whatever that next HD one is, okay? So I would be very blurry. And so when you're looking at charting software, you can't have blur. So it really messes it up. Maybe the technology from YouTube will be better in the future, but I don't think they're probably going to be worried about it so much because there are so many streams running. They're probably just trying to keep up with all the demand for people wanting to stream on YouTube, right? So I don't think there's a way to fix it. The best thing I can do is tell you is to try to copy what I've implemented on the streams, because those streams have Chart Prime, the sponsor of the channel. Go check them out at the bottom. If you pay for their service, then you could just set up the streams just like that, right? Now, if you don't want to pay, you can always watch the streams. I'm all for watching the streams as well. But basically, I don't put them there for you to just trade and buy and sell. Usually what I would say is you want to start understanding why the market is doing the things it's doing using those types of indicators. And whenever you feel like you can make those trades by yourself, you pay for Chart Prime, you pay for a service like that. And it gives you that extra bit of confidence that, hey, I know this is happening. I can see this, and now I can make a trade off of it. But then, if you don't want to do that, I also have tons of other tutorials on this channel. So there is remember I just showed you guys a few minutes ago, the stochastic, I don't know what I was looking at here. Was it ID? I think we were looking at ID because it was like breaking out and stuff. And then 5-minute chart, you put on the stochastic indicator. Like the very simple stuff you can do. So let's go over here. Let's take this to be thick. Let's make this a little bit thicker. Which one did I do? Oh, I really forget which ones I need to be doing for this one. 722? Is it 522? Maybe 5. Let me see. Might be 7. Oh, it's not the biggest deal right now. Okay. But you see how if I'm scalping this, let me get rid of this. Let's open this bad boy up. Okay. So let's just go from left to right from crossovers. Oversold crossover, bringing it back in right here. Okay. Right there. That's a good buying zone right there. That crossover closed right here. So you might even actually been able to see the signal start to pop up right here. Then you get back in it. You have the second crossover right here. Again, oversold. You have that kind of double bottom from the RSI perspective. You could try to buy somewhere in here, and that would give you a good 10, 15 minutes of a trade. This is scalping. This is scalping. Again, over here you have that crossover. Let me just draw a straight line so I'm not like messing this up. You get that. The heck? There you go. You get that signal right here as the candle closes. You get 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes if you kind of hold on too long, but you get that. And I guess, is this the local bottom right here? So you get a local bottom right there. Right? Okay. So you buy off of this signal or the other, so it doesn't matter. But let's say you buy right here because there's a signal. Well, look at that. You can just scale out point right here. You can scale it right here. You can scale it right there. It's there. It doesn't matter. You can scale it. Now, you might even try to change this because the way I have this chart set up is, there you go. It doesn't make too much difference. But yeah, you could try to scale it through that. You could just try to scale it through regular levels of resistance. In this example, the resistance right here, after the breakout. So you're looking at a whole bunch of different things, basically, when you guys are trading, right? Now, I'm zoomed in a whole bunch so you guys can see all this. But again, look at this. That there, right? Doesn't always work. I'm not going to say it always works. That'd be freaking crazy. I can't just keep dragging this over here because I'm on a thing. Let me see. There you go. But you can see right here, starting to have a crossover a little bit more. You maybe get a signal, maybe a false signal right there. Another signal right there that works out. There are ways to make trading a little bit easier, but these scalps are scalps, right? So you have to trade them with leverage, and leverage is something most people don't want to trade with. It's very, very difficult to try to make money off of this while just spot trading, which is why usually it's better to have some type of capital when you first start investing, which kind of makes things a little bit easier. But if you did like a 5x leverage play on something as volatile as this, like, okay, so you buy right here. Let's do the buy right there. You get up here. That's like 2%, 5x, that's 10%, and you're holding for 20 minutes, about the same time I hold mine, right? That's what you're really going for there. But, if you only have spot money, then you're only making 2% for holding for 20 minutes. Is that bad? No, it's not bad at all. But people want to make a lot of money, but they don't necessarily know all the settings for those stochastic indicators and stuff like that. That's why I'm making all these tutorials here over the past few weeks to kind of make sure you guys understand how to master those most basic of indicators. Like I just did a video on RSI, and I taught you guys how to put Bollinger Bands on your RSI charts because it's actually built in there in order to be dealing with Bollinger Bands. So like here, after the stream, so there's a master RSI. Watch this video. It only has like 400 views. I'm not the best at making videos entertaining, which is why I'm hiring an editor. Watch this one right here, the MACD video. It goes through all the MACD settings. So if you guys like to scalp, it tells you how to fine tune it for scalping. If you want to day trade, how to fine tune it for day trading. If you want to swing trade, fine tune it for day trading. And remember, guys, if you guys are trading, move this back over here now. If you guys are, there, maybe that's a little better. If you guys are going to be doing this type of method, whether it's like using any of my strategies I share with you guys, which are not crazy, like wild, like, oh my God, this is the best strategy ever. It's just like literally, this is how you use the indicator. It works if you look at it. Just don't get greedy and you'll be fine. If you try to use, remember when I go over the scalp settings and the swing trades and the daily day trading settings, remember for me, this is the way I try to figure it out for you guys. If you guys are scalping, you guys are traditionally looking at the 1 minute, the 3 minute, and the 5 minute charts. If you guys are day trading, it's usually the 5, the 15, and the 1 hour charts. If you guys are day trading, it's typically the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily charts. Okay. So that's how I kind of wrap it all around. Now, if you are scalping, you may look at other time frames just to make sure you are in the overall general trend that you want to be trading into. It's much easier to buy knowing that the overall trend is going up, right? It might be easier to short if the overall trend is going down. So you want to be able to see those, but at the end of the day, you're only going to be in the market if you're scalping for like a half an hour at most. If you're day trading, an hour, maybe 2 hours at most. It really depends on the type of strategy you're working out. And the strategy might take like an hour and a half, but the trade may only take a few minutes, right? So it's a lot of practice. It's a lot of boring practice. I lost a lot of my friends learning how to trade. It's not really a social type of thing. But I have a few friends that stuck by me, and we all have fun. We go out. I just met one of them in Vegas, so but don't give any of your friends money once you make it in the trading game. Don't do it. Don't do it. Price action is greater than the economy. I am game. That seems to be that seems to be what's happening right here. It's right here. And hey, Quinda, I'm doing very well. A little bit tired. I haven't been getting much sleep, but overall pretty good. How do I identify such coins? When it comes to these coins, you're usually just looking for momentum. So when you see that Bitcoin is continually breaking out, and you see that Ethereum is continually breaking out, you see the SPY, the Nasdaq are making moves back up to not new highs, but they're making strong moves in the upward direction. You're usually going to find somewhat of a lower market cap coin in the hundreds of millions of dollars area, and then you're going to wait for an initial breakout. So I will never buy the first pop of a coin. I never buy it because I never know that it's going to happen. After that first pop, that attracts a lot of eyes to it. And while it's consolidating after that big eye pop, that's when I get into it. That ID coin, that was not the first time I traded it today. It was like the second or third because there was a pop that happened earlier this morning. Remember I told you guys at the beginning of the stream, I did not get any sleep last night. I have been having trouble sleeping. And so that's why I've been streaming the last couple of days. Let me see over here real fast. Oh, that's ID. There you go. See, this is a 5-minute chart. See right here? Late at night, early morning, that first pop. I didn't buy this first pop. I didn't know it was even going to happen. I thought about buying it right here, but that didn't look like enough of a pop for me. Right? So this first pop is what drew my attention to it. Afterwards, I started to buy as it went down. What did I buy? I bought right around here. And then I watched it continue to go up and up and up. My stop loss was all the way down here. It was a loose stop loss because of leverage. I would have lost a good amount of money if it went down there, but that was the name of the game, right? And then what did I do? I sold right here. I didn't sell through all this stuff. I missed all this again. But again, another pop happened. I bought over here, right? And I sold over here, right? Not the top, sold over here. And then right before the stream started, I bought over here, and then boom, pop, and I sold down here. All right. So I bought over here. What am I talking about? I bought over here because I was in it for like a half an hour, something like that, 20 minutes. But I sold over here. So it is what it is. But I am never so lucky to get the top. It's just not how I taught myself to trade. It's that momentum. You carry on to it. And it helps when Ethereum is continually breaking through walls, Bitcoin's breaking through walls, right? It's much easier to kind of follow that. Michael, there's a lot of Michaels out there. That's definitely for sure. I was waiting for a pullback to buy yesterday, missed the run up. Feels like as soon as I buy it will dip. That's usually how it works out in this market. We're testing out a little bit of resistance right now as far as Bitcoin's concerned. Usually in these scenarios, I would tell you that it's best to just go stick with day trading. So swing trading will probably you don't want to, at this point right now for me, I wouldn't want to place a trade and then go to bed. I would want to have an opportunity to be awake for a couple hours, find an opening, find a setup, and trade that setup rather than just trying to hold Bitcoin or hold Ethereum for another few hours or another day or so. Now they can definitely keep on going up. That's not the problem, but to be safe, because we have had this stuff come up, you're kind of reaching into this FOMO zone. And right, remember guys, my philosophy for the past few months has been day trade, not swing trade, not swing trade, not swing trade. But I can make profits day trading. And these swing trades, again, they go against my nature because I don't feel the economy is good. I don't feel like the market should be here right now, but I can't not make money off of it, right? Which is why, like, I dollar cost average, I hedge against it, continue going up, but I want to make sure that I know I don't get stuck in some crazy swing trade trap or something like that. It's a phobia of mine. I got high anxiety. But yeah. And hey, Waldo, but you've gained 65,400 friends here. That I have. I talk with you guys more than any of my other friends. Like, honestly, maybe because it's YouTube, but what do you call? I have like maybe 2 friends that I talk to every now and again. Like I can talk to them every day, really. But and then I have a few friends who are YouTubers, who are like massive YouTubers. I talk with them all the time, but it's usually like through Discord or video call, stuff like that. But we're like so far away that we can't talk in person. And then really after that, kind of drops off where I have friends I talk to maybe every few months or something like that. Not many. But that's because they all got families and stuff now. Like, gosh darn, I don't want a family this early. I'm 28. I don't need a family just yet. Um, and hey, Ken, have I been keeping up with Bud? Let me talk about this after I answer Nico's question. I think it could go higher, probably just by a little bit though. It has been really popping off. So if you want to do it, really have a stop loss if you want to go trade into Arbitrum. Maybe I'm mispronouncing the name. You really want to be careful with that one. I traded it last night. I bought it. I sold it very high. It was like 80% profit. It was fantastic. And then one of you guys told me about it in the first place, so that's why I bought it. And I've been buying low, selling high, buying low, selling high. I pretty much sold out of the majority of mine. I got 10% in spot that I'm holding, but all of my long leverage trades, they're done. I'm not going to buy anymore. I'm patiently waiting to see what happens next. If there's another breakout, I would hop onto it, but I don't see that breakout happening yet. Now, as far as Bud Light, honestly, I'm kind of in a weird spot with Bud Light. Like, if I go to the bar, I perhaps order a Bud Light drink every now and again. Most of the time, it's a whiskey, so not really too much Bud. Um, as far as all the controversy, I really just don't care. I mean, let Budweiser do Budweiser, but I think what made it worse wasn't the fact that they sponsored that girl, guy, whatever. It was that their VP of marketing, that lady, she has those crazy vibes. To me, it feels like those crazy vibes. And she might just be a perfectly normal person, but she gives me those vibes that I don't want to be near her. And I think people reacted more to her and the way she was talking and trying to force a culture onto the Budweiser community is bad. If they sponsor a transgender dude girl, I don't care. It's mostly of the pushing of culture. People just want to do whatever they want to do. Who cares? Like, I guess she said that the frat, like Budweiser is too much into the frat party culture. Like, who drinks a lot of beer? Frat guys. I drank a whole bunch of beer when I was in college. I wasn't even a part of a frat. I would get myself some Bud Light, Bud Light Platinum, or there's some Coors Light with the bottles that was a little bit extra booze in them. You get drunk. I mean, I don't know. There's too much culture stuff going on. I don't think businesses should force a type of culture. I think businesses create their own culture, right? That's what made Bud Light so good. That's what makes Coors Light so good. Heineken, they have their own culture. A culture wasn't pushed into them, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I can't really talk. I'm no expert about this type of stuff, but yeah, it's yeah, not the best stuff right here. Yeah, and no worries, Nico. Happy to help you out. And hey, Mehdi, happy to see you. It's part of life. The true ones stay with you, though. Yeah, for real. It all depends on what you do too. Like some of my friends, they all moved off to get jobs, and they all moved down to California. God, I don't want to move down to California. I know it's beautiful down there. There's some beautiful spots down there. I know friends that are influencers that live down there. But I like living up here in Washington. I like the green, the grass. I got freaking cherry blossoms in my backyard, for heaven's sakes. You know how beautiful it is to just have a couple cherry blossoms in your backyard? Freaking, sometimes I just want to play some Japanese music and write a haiku poem and just play around out there. Like, just do some really stupid shit. Because I got cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms are really beautiful things. I got an apple tree back there. It's nice to be able to actually have some land and stuff to deal with. But yeah, But okay, everybody, I'm going to call it a night, everybody. It's been really fun talking with you guys. It was fun doing that little day trade with you for the $700 profit. I will see you guys tomorrow, but before I dip, please make sure to go check out Chart Prime's website. And if you guys want to follow me on Fairdesk, there's a link down below for that. I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably closer to midday, actually, because I'm going to try to get some real good sleep tonight. But if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments after this video is over. And get ready for some more tutorial videos coming out. And sorry, real last thing here. If you guys could do me a favor, go watch some of my videos on my channel. Like if you guys just go to your front page, not this page, don't click on my videos here. If you guys go here and you scroll down and you guys see any of my videos, please click on it and watch it all the way through if it's something you would like to watch. It helps the algorithm see my channel, and I'm always looking for that. So if you guys see any of my videos on this thing, click on it and watch it all the way through. You know, because I have stuff on here that I don't even watch, and dude, trust me, get it. Like I got Sharp's War, I love that show. Narnia, oh, that's the soundtrack. Red Dead Online, Hakuna Matata, cigars. I've been watching a lot of cigar content, so you know, stuff like that. So anyway, thanks, Wilder. I'll see you guys. See you guys a little bit later. Relax. The market's still okay, but this is more of a time to be scaling out of longer term trades and doing more day trades with more aggressive leverages as you kind of play these smaller breakouts. Okay.